I adjusted my microphone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very special guest with us today. In honor of our father Cain, we have Napoleon Fernandez, Freighter Necrosophiacos. Napoleon, how are you today, brother? How are you?
Yeah, great day, great Sunday. Much exciting, and to get the energies flows and make this and share some gnosis and some knowledge with our audience here. Yes, it's like also thanks to you for the invitation and this great opportunity to share with the
Oh,
people of the channel.
I'm so excited to have you on here, man. You have no idea. All right, so let's get started. Napoleon, how did you get started on your quest for spiritual freedom with misanthropic thought modes and antinomian tendencies in your lifestyle? How did you get
Yes,
started?
since the beginning, like since I was a little boy, like my father, he was like into witchcraft. Like people know him from the Dominican Republic, which is close to Haiti. Also, we have a brand of voodoo here, and I started like studying the books, the occult books, and that stuff. But my many people ask me like how I started. I self-initiated myself by going like one night to the cemetery alone, and I did a ritual. I used like some bones, some seals from the book, and some of my blood, and I traced like a pentagram on the floor, uh, like a night. Because in I remember on the book on the grimoire says you need to go to a place where are human bones buried, and then I started this ritual, and after that I had like visions of like a black clothed figure that was like resemble Cain right now. But that was like many years ago. I didn't know anything. Also, I started having like weird dreams, nightmare, and that stuff. And then many years after, I keep like searching and doing two similar cults. When I start reading about the current 218, which first was like misanthropic Luciferian horror, like the music of dissection and what those bands, and I found that also they had the Temple of the Black Light website, and start reading some of the rituals, and that really resonate with me. And this is, but basically, it's just something that we feel like for the new people that we feel like this otherness that there is something of us inside that is different that doesn't belong to this plane. That's how I started.
Awesome. Um, can you explain why it's so important to observe rites of blasphemy when you're first beginning on this path?
Yes, blasphemy first. Many people start like with blasphemy, even with like Laveyan or atheistic Satanism, or just doing like black mass and stuff. Just because many of us, especially in Latin America, and this, we're raised on a Christian, or we live in a Christian society. Everything is related to like Virgin Mary, God, Jesus, and that stuff, and that helps like to clean our subconscious mind, and also to start this because to be the rebel, the adversary, to become like the adversary, like the devil, which or the accuser, which means the word devil, like we becomes like the devil in that sense ourselves, like accusing, also questioning everything. Also, sometimes many of us believe these things like, for example, the Bible or like the cross, the church. They have like some magical spiritual power. But when we desecrate with blasphemy against this stuff, we see that there is no power on that, and there is a power behind that. Also, it's mean of liberation, of freeing our mind, our subconscious mind. It's a form of freedom, but that's just only on the beginning. Like as you walk like longer in the path, you left those things behind, and you focus like on higher gnosis, a higher aspect of that. But that's very important in the beginning, especially for beginners.
Fantastic answer. Yeah, I mean, we've been indoctrinated since birth. You need to break up that programming. Um, that's what the adversarial spirit really, at first, ingrains in the initiate or the neophyte to break up that programming. So, do you believe that Satanism as a movement has improved with better aspirants, or have you seen it degenerate and become even more distorted than what the Father or Satan has intended? How do you see
Yes,
the modern
in
Satan?
many, especially to be honest, in the United States, I see like many movements, for example, like the Satanic Temple,
You froze for a second there, Napoleon. Okay, we'll get him back and we'll have him repeat that. Yeah, you froze up for a second there, Napoleon. If you
people like okay, yes, yes. I was saying that I have seen like many movements. For example, just to mention one, like the Satanic Temple of those atheistic organizations, they just like seen like some new liberal group that they use like satanic symbology and stuff like that just to sell and promote humanism, which is best, which is far. Also, I see people selling like magic. That was a point I made a lot in our last interview. They try to like magical groups like Dilemma or any magic group or Wicca organization for Satanism, like looking for people to join that stuff. And I have posted a lot on Facebook, social media about that. If you want to further Satanism, left-hand path is a solitary path. Try to isolate yourself from everything. The further thing is like joining some organization with some people, like to have some fun or to have. You can do that like in the beginning, but if you want like deep gnosis, do your ritual yourself. Go to a dark forest, old cemetery. Go to an mental health, like abandoned mental hospital, or where people commit suicide, where it was a war, a bloodshed, and try to communicate with the spirits, and then you receive your personal gnosis instead of looking to join people, just like for some political or humanism movement, which has nothing to do. I still see like very dedicated individuals online, but general like most of which is promoted on the media, like for Satanism. Also, if you look online, it's a very poor away what it's true Satanism is. It's just like some political people movements and very far away when true Satanism and left hand path is.
You're correct, Napoleon. It's really pretty funny. It's like the blind leading the blind. You have people with these petty magic witch wars, and then you have witch talk, and I think the scene has degenerated to the point to where it's just some type of farce commercialism, people selling magical services, and I mean that's fine, that's great. You should be able to support yourself. Everyone go out there, make money, but this path is, like you said, it's a solitary path. It's something sacred, and when you when people make it profane is when it becomes weak and watered down. So, can you explain some of the differences between standard Orthodox Satanism and anti-cosmic Gnostic, chaos Gnostic diabolism?
Yes, the chaos Gnostic, most of the theistic and that they call like traditional Orthodox Satanism. They worship Satan as the creator of the universe. And sometimes I even think they confuse Satan as some the dark aspect of the demiurge of Jehovah or Hashem, and like that. And there's just some dark neo-paganism, like most of the Orthodox, or they're just like groups from the Middle Age, more interested like on blasphemy and just worshiping this dark side of nature, this energy. Anti-cosmic Satanism is focused on the primordial dark gods and goddesses from chaos, and we use a lot of the Sumerian, for example, Tiamat, Apsu, these primordial gods, and also we use the anti-Kabbalah, focusing on the Qliphoth and the dark side of the this another tree. Some people believe it's like the dark side, the shade of the tree of life, but we believe it's another tree of the Qliphoth, just experiencing. And sorry if I go a little bit out of the subject, but I was thinking of many groups. For example, when they do sacrifices, they do it to the goddess, because to Nahima or to Kalmana, which our Lord Cain's wife, the female aspect to this one. And in the order of nine angles, they do it to the Baphomet. But if you see their Baphomet is a female figure, so that's one of the aspects when they do like especially like blood sacrifices for this, which is more connected to the earth and to this aspect. But anti-cosmic Satanism there is no like focus on this that much on this material plane, but it's our will, our desire to return to the primordial chaos, to this nothingness that we all came from without further the final liberation of our flames, instead of being like reincarnating over and over again, and also even to be in this dimension, and also like this contact that we have with these forces from universe B, which we call the Sitra Akra, or the other side. That is connected also with the antimatter, and also with the black flame that can be associated with some biological dark DNA within us, because also in the biological structures within our DNA, there's some people that they have a, we can say like some energy that comes from the other side, and we feel that disconnect us with these forces, that we feel that we are have this flame of the dragon inside of us that make us the other, this otherness that we call.
Fantastic. So Napoleon, why do you think magic works for atheists?
Yeah, okay. That's an excellent point. I like. First, as I would previously, I don't have anything against magic. You can do magic, the witchcraft, sorcery, necromancy, anything like that. Also, if you do like rituals for money and like the Bokor, like the voodoo doctors, that's nothing to do. But it's for me that's a side of Satanism. Satanism is a spiritual path to develop a relationship with Satan and the demons, which is totally spiritual and all of that. But there is nothing wrong that aside of that you do that. For example, let us do that. You do martial arts, you do karate, but you also do like weightlifting, or you do something else. You can use that stuff, but people need to keep in mind that that's different. Magic is basically energy manipulation. Could be energy in our environment, in our conscious and unconscious mind. So magic can work even if you're atheist. You just need the focus of your mind Also, you need the rituals to use this spiritual sympathy. Like, for example, if you're doing like a love ritual, you need like love articles, like a female, a male, a candle, like some honey, some sweet perfume, rose, all the stuff that are connected to the love. Also, the symbology of Mars to represent the male and Venus to represent. But and if you use that
You're breaking up a little bit again, Napoleon. Can you repeat probably the last 10 seconds of what you just said?
the energy
Yeah, this always happens when we start talking about the hardcore shit. Uh, we start getting interference. So yeah, we'll get Napoleon back. Napoleon, you're the last maybe 20 seconds broke up.
mind and the environment. Yeah, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. It just
Okay,
broke
yes,
up.
yes, okay, yes. Sorry for that. Maybe it's the
It's not,
connection and getting a lot of rain outside. And yes, I was explaining that about magic. Even if you're atheist, magic is going to work because it's how you manipulate energy. For example, it doesn't matter if you believe in electricity or not. If you connect the electricity to a light bulb, you're going to have light. It's for example, if you are doing a ritual, for example, a love ritual, are you going to have like a red, which is color, or pink colors associated with love? You're going to have a candle with the figure of female and the male, also the symbology of Mars and Venus. You're going to use honey, sweet perfume. You're going to rose petal, all the stuff just to attract this energy. And also you're going to connect your subconscious mind with that. That's going to work. You're going to be seeing some results with that ritual because you're connecting. And that also depends that, but this just the energy manipulation. Doesn't matter if you're theistic or atheistic, which is like magic, magic with a K. Also,
Mhm.
some people they work like with the spirits. They have like connections, better with the spirits of the dead. Something I want to point out, because like with demons and other spirits, a little bit complicated because those entities, they have never been human. They don't have like no human feelings or understanding, and like for rituals for mundane stuff is a little more difficult. But like with the spirit of the dead, they were humans that pass away and their spirits, and you can do offerings and work and also work with those spirits. For example, if you want to make somebody fall in love with you, they're going to alter their subconscious mind, maybe go at night and put something on their thoughts and to work on that. And so they're going to help you out to work with the energy manipulation. So the magic works either if you are theistic or atheistic, or regardless of the path that you practice.
So you're saying with the assistance of sympathetic links and fetishes and maybe knowledge of the planetary hours and the ruling
Yes.
exarchs of those hours, you can make it happen. I agree with you totally. Um, can you talk a little bit about the Necrosophic 2182 tradition and some of the Canaanite negromantic rituals to honor Father Cain? Blessings be upon him, and beautiful Kalmana, blessings be upon her. Can you talk little bit about the Canaanite traditions? You're breaking up again on us, Napoleon. Maybe turn your camera off and
Yeah.
maybe it'll come in a
Yes.
little.
Yes. Awesome, man. Yes, and thank you. Yeah, I've been thinking. Can you hear me now? Okay.
I can hear you now. Yep.
Okay. 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 Maybe it was the camera. And okay. Yes. I was saying it's been 13 years since
Hmm.
the publishing and the coming out of Liber Falsifier one. They're publishing, I think, a third edition, special edition of the book. So that's awesome. So people who are interested in this aspect, they have been practiced for 13 years, which is a sacred number connected to the tradition and the numerology of the number 13.
Hmm.
That is and this has been a lot of great opportunity for people to grow and to learn from this path of Master Cain as the first Satanist, the son of Samuel and Lilith, which would be the counterpart of the Jesus Christ of the Christian. That is since they distorted because there is a lot of symbology connected with that. So like the crown of thorns, all the punishment that they receive, and also the ascension, the coronation, and also this all this anti-spirit on also his quest to open the gates for those energies of the other side to enter into this universe, which started with the first human race, and also the book that, and then well became some spirit, like a guardian spirit of the cemetery, which is associated in many traditions like what is called Baron of the cemetery, or Baron, which is, and this French is which is also a date connected to Cain, because it's also connected to Sar, which is the reap. Uh, so we can connect it into many traditions, because since the beginning, people has been connect all religions has been connected cool of that, and some speak that is connected. That is the meaning. Is connected world. Concerning the offerings, Libre Falsifier, one is like a must. I recommend one resting on the current rituals. Offerings are done usually on Monday night because we follow esoteric art, and we make offerings like family course, like pork and all that. Also, when you're preparing everything, you must know add salt because you have some and for the enemies. So everything must be like seasoned, like with hot chili, hot peppers, onions, all the stuff. Also, like black and red candles, good offerings. Uh, they call it like three colors offerings, special offering, like would be white rum or white liquor, vodka, which is, would be, or water, the white, the black coffee, the black, and red would be like the blood or some animal. I mean, some people they find it like hard with this, but they just can go to the butcher and get like some blood or some animal's meat and use it as offering. So there is no problem. But that's a very powerful offer. This we call it one to the one, which is a white liquor like vodka to be good, and coffee, black coffee, and also the red. which would be the blood. And also, if you can, in this case that there's no way you can use like blood, you can use red wine instead of that. You mix red wine with honey, and also would be a great offering. Also, people can use it for rituals for the demonic. This formula for working with demons, mixing red wine and honey, and using in that. And also, they can use some of their own blood for the offerings and the connection. But usually, we use our blood for just for the connection for the spirit. And also for necromancy, spirit with that, we just use like the meat of some animal, something like that for an offering. Offerings are, so as I said, on Monday night after midnight, and also on Saturday. I have also do it on Saturday because Saturday and Mondays are the 2 days connect. Also, I recommend people they can do the petitions, like if they have some petitions to the spirits of the dead on Saturday, and then pay the offerings like a payment on Monday night for the spirit. And another thing of the current is, as I previously explained, is you're working with the spirit of the dead. Master Kai, he rules over all the spirits of the dead, those who belongs to the black flame, and also to those spirits of the profane, because he has power over Abel. Abel being the descendant of Adam and Eve, and this represented the clay-born one. Uh, he has power of the spirit of the dead of the clay-born ones. But Master Cain, he has power over Abel, which is sometimes is presents in the cemetery as the guardian of the cemetery, like a big black dog or some spirit. So you can work with and there are many rituals for them. And those necromantic rituals, I highly more recommend if you want like more let us say mundane things. For example, if you want to get money, a new job, new stuff, you can go to the grave of a rich man and do offerings, and also work with that spirit to help you out. Because people in life, they develop this energy on their life. For example, if you were like a great musician or a black magician, when you die, the energy is still there, and you can use those powers to access this energy. Because that was something I was thinking and pondering about, that our life is so short. We do so many things, and then we die, and we think everything is lost. But through necromancy and those rituals, we can still access those energies from the past. Also, if you want to access knowledge from all practitioners that pass away, we can also access to the energy, to the gnosis and that power. And many people are not aware of that aspect.
Man, you just gave them, thank you for that. You just gave them a ton of useful, practical information. And I have to plead the audience to bear with us. A lot of the information that Napoleon's sharing is sensitive and not talked about readily. So these mysteries do protect themselves. That's why we're experiencing a lot of the information, the interference. I'm sorry. So yeah, just bear with us. Thank you for that, Napoleon. Um, can you speak on some of the high holy holidays in the chaos Gnostic current, such as Mortifer's Tower, Belial's Tower opening? Can't talk today. Belial's Tower opening on December 21st. Just some of our high holidays that we celebrate. Can you speak on some of that?
Yes, some of the holidays, usually in the tradition, we use the equinoxes when the gates opens between the world, and some traditions, according to the region of the where you live, they have they have celebrations connected to the death. Like some countries, they have November 2nd, they celebrate to the death, and also that date on December 21st. In December, since there is the winter equinox and also this dark aspect, there are many celebrations, and also it's a great time for demonic rituals and for all this opening. Some people they also celebrate July 29th, connected to Seth, which is an aspect of Satan. Those who follows the Egyptian tradition. I know we have many followers and people who are more interested on this aspect of the Setian, Set Typhon, which is a very important date. But another date that is remarked is the Good Friday that the people celebrate on the Christian. For us, as I have said, for the mundanes and the Christians, is they celebrate the crucifixion of their Jesus Christ, fictional or not. But for us, that's a very special date. Is the date our Master Cain sacrificed, he killed Abel, and he buried Abel on that day. And that was a special ritual because the blood was open the gates between the world, the two worlds, between the Sitra Akra, which is the dark side, and also the Sitra Kedusha, which is the holy side, and this world. That's one of the most special dates, which is on the Good Friday that we use. But that will depends usually in the region that you live. Like except in Argentina, they have cults to that, like August 16, and that will depends connected to where you live from the tradition. And that's something that I encourage people to follow the traditions on their bloodline or ancestor. Like, for example, if you're European, I says, look for the cults of the dead in your tradition. If you're like African, Afro-American, look for the traditions in the all African cultures. If you're Asian, look, they have cults to the dead in Japan, China, and try to connect to that, and you will find. And as you explained, this is a personal search, and this something people they need. This For example, this presentation is just to encourage people to practice themselves. uh, I'm not teaching anything because they need to learn that for themselves. And also, as you said, the rituals, these secrets, they protect themselves. They're magical protected. So only those, the chosen ones, people of the bloodline of the draconian, bloodline of the serpent, they can access. But like with effort, with practice, the spirits, they're going to reveal everything to people. That's why I'm encourage them.
If Master Kane doesn't mind, I'd like to share a little bit about some of the misconceptions of Abel the Black. The Bible, it's a very powerful grimoire, but there's a lot of contradictions and there's a lot of lies in the Bible. So, from what Master Kane has informed me, that Abel the Black, his blessed brother, um, he he in some traditions he was more physically fit than Cain and could have killed Cain in a physical altercation, but Abel, he went along with the sacrifice and he allowed him he went along with his brother. Him and his brother are unified in their, let's say, agenda. it wasn't a cold-blooded murder, like you said. It was a willing sacrifice, or at least that's some of the gnosis that I've gotten from Father Kane. That because when I talk to some people about this, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, fuck Abel," blah, and this is just coming from uninitiated profanes.
Yeah,
Abel is actually a holy, exalted spirit, and
yes, yeah,
works with his
yeah.
brother.
Yes, exactly. I really appreciate that you point that, and it's a following many tradition as the one of the cemetery, the guardian of the spirit, and also able he offers this connection to the material plane, and also to control the spirits of the claimborn ones to the prophet. Like if we want to work with some spirit of some person that is now our current, or to control the claimborn nature of man, the powers of evil are very important. So he becomes like an ally, another spirit, the black evil. I'm also a guardian of the gateways, and also a guardian of the mysteries that of the Gnosis. So that's a great point that you're sharing right there.
Um, Napoleon, can you speak a little bit on how important it is for Satanists and Luciferians, Ahrimanis, whatever you want to call yourself, why it's important for agents of the Orshian Bo Mashava to open the gates, to curse the veil? Why is it so important for us to open these gates and
Yeah.
portals?
Yes. As you said, our master has many masks depending on the culture and depending on the time language. That's why many people they call by different names. But the main purpose of us is opening these gates because they are like if we read like in the Necronomicon, uh, those gates between the worlds, and especially during the equinox that we do these rituals, those energies they can enter this world, and we can see it that they're working because we're seeing the change on the world, the change on the mass subscription, sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad. Remember that those are like alien, anti-cosmic energy for those people that are no prepared, could lead like to madness, craziness, everything, all that. Even suicide is one of the dangers of that, like for the masses. But because you need to have to be like mentally, physically, and spiritually fit to deal with these energies when they're working. But it's really important that the gates are open, and there are places here in the world that we can go to the places like all caves where ancient rituals were done are like great places. There are also places of powers where the ancient monuments has been built, and that's that. But that's mostly the main our main job as Satanists here is to open the gates for the spirit to enter into this world and have this connection, because as I said, they're real, they exist in another dimension, they're sentient spiritual being. This is in a parallel universe in another dimension, and their energy must flow into this this world. So we turn the process using a Kabbalistic term with the Makuth, which is this world, into the world of Nahima, the black earth. We turn the earth into the black earth as those energies keep entering and changing everything and changing this reality for us. Sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad. We see like, this we're declining in this world and everything is that. But it's alchemy's process of transformation in the world. Like we have like pandemic diseases, a lot of natural disasters, There's like volcanoes eruption. I was just watching that before our conversation, and all those earthquakes. Like for example, we had like huge earthquake. People were like next to me on Haiti. I live very close to Haiti. We share the same island, and all that stuff, all those natural disasters, and also wars, everything, all those transformation in this like are part of the manifestation of the energies of the other side that we're doing, and our job is just to channel those energies, but usually it's just to do the will of Father Satan and his demons to be done, and not our will, because we want to control the things according our ego and our little knowledge.
Fantastic. I wanted to ask you a question. Since you live so close to Haiti, do you think that there's so many like natural disasters and weather anomalies because let's say the Loa or the spirits of the ancestors of the peoples of Haiti, because they worship the Christ and not their ancestral spirits? Do you think that they seek retribution on the people because they worship a god that isn't in their cultural bloodline?
Yes, they have a lot of measure of that can create a lot of conflict, and that's very good that you brings that to relation. That was a point that I was going to mention, which is I see people like working on for the people our friends in the United States and Europe working like with angels and with demons and mixing up things, and that's going to bring a lot of catastrophic, awful results. If you are connected to the energies of the dark side, work with but don't mix those energies. Don't work with the angels of Yahweh or Hashem, and work with the spirits of Satan, which are different spirits, different demons, and you're mixing all that. But besides that, I believe in Haiti, there have a lot of connection here to the ancient Atlantis in this area that are also with the spirit of the Atlantean people that is connected, and that there is a lot of black magic, all those cults in the Caribbean, and they still work with the spirits of the people from Atlantis. That Atlantean that they became like superior spirits, like the demigod on that. I some years ago, I was working in the Temple of Ascending Flames.
Mhm.
That they work with the Atlantean, more current, this draconian current, which is and I did some rituals, and I became aware that this area here in the Caribbean, like in the Bermuda Triangle, all that stuff is connected to Atlantis. And we have a lot of paranormal activity, and also those natural disasters connected to this energy movement. Because everything is connected, like the metaphysical and the physical world. If something happens, like a shooting, killing, earthquake, war, pandemic, is connected to the spiritual world. That's something people need to be aware of that. Yeah, but I see like on Haiti, there's like a lot of contradiction. There are a lot of people who are like fanatic Christian, Catholic, and there also have people like practicing voodoo and those Asian African cults and on those spirits that they need to keep the tradition, like doing sacrifices, offerings, and all that, which is add some of the spirits of that. This and also is their religion, but those mixture of those energies, they're not good. So it's the same. I see people, many people are ruining their lives because they are mixing. And I see a lot of magicians, like especially on the internet. I don't want to go like into names and to that
Yeah.
stuff, but they know who they are. They who are like, yes, you need to work with the demons, and also you need to work with the angels and the spirits of God, and mix everything from all the culture, everything together. And this that's going to ruin their psychological everything in their life, because when you these spirits are very jealous. For example, if you work with the demons, with the spirit, if you have an altar, you need to have that to the spirit. Also, like if you have an altar to Cain, it's only Cain and our Holy Lady Comana to the spirit of the dead. You want to work with other entities, you set up another altar for that, and a special consecration for that spirit, because you need to, but you cannot be mixing like different energies and all that stuff, because or maybe I think people, they don't take it like seriously. they they believe they're gods, they can be become living gods and control the spirits and all that. No, but the only is they're just the self delusion. They're just working with the energies of their mind, but not with the real entities and the real spirits, because they cannot control that. And we need to respect like that. I know this is this left hand path, Satanism. We need to follow the traditions, the taboos, all the discipline, the respect, to honor this Asian spirit that has been existing since before we were here, before humans were in this planet. These very Asian spirit entities, and I'm not talking only about the demon Satan. Many of those entities that follow on those religions are ancient entities that they need to be worked with respect. And some of the practices are like respect
You're breaking up a little bit there again, Napoleon.
and
Can you just repeat what you said during the last maybe 10, 15 seconds?
and
Sound like
this clash of
okay, you're just starting to
energy
come back. Can you repeat
that
what you just said
is
for like
could
the last minute,
be
Napoleon?
affecting that. So for our audience, my advice is just focus on on your path. Uh, find out about you, uh, uh, Can you hear me now?
You were breaking up again.
Yes. For our audience, they especially the new ones into this path, try to non paths to this life. That's yeah, yes, yes, on their guide the spirit to connect with the spirit, like on the telema they call it the holy guardian angel.
Hmm.
They can use like astrology, numerology, the time that they were born to connect with the spirit, with the patron or matron. I don't know how to say it well in English. The main spirit that is connected with them, and the spirit will help them in the path. It's going to be the true teacher. It's not going to be us. Not going to be some organization, some
Right.
books that they but those spirits are going to guide them and give them the right gnosis into the path.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, there's some trends in the community now that are some of the stuff that I hear is ridiculous. Like deity verification, like people pay someone to see if a deity likes them. Like, come on, like some of the stuff that these people are paying for, and they're paying people to make packs for them, which is not smart to do whatsoever. I would discourage people for paying other people to draft a pact on your behalf. Never do that because the person drafting the pact can throw a caveat in there that benefits the person that's drawing it up and not benefiting the initiate or the seeker. So there are some services out there that, like Napoleon was saying, let the spirits initiate you. Try to break away and make this path a solitude quest for yourself between you and the spirits. Try not to seek the egos and the teachings of other people because we're only human beings and egos get in the way a lot of the times. So, Napoleon, do you believe our God in his highest form and manifestation as Samael enthroned on Samael, gazing northward with Moloch gazing down towards the south? Or is it a combined power of the Klepothic rulers and as the Aetheryte dragon? Or is it even something more elevated and inconceivable than that?
Yeah, I believe it's something more elevated and considerable, and these are just part of our understanding. Some of our gnosis of the practitioners, some they see it like the Taumiel, the highest strong of the Klipoth, as a two-faced god, which is one is Satan, uh, and also to Moloch, which are two main aspects. One aspect which is to elevate everything back to Sitra Akra, to the absolute nothingness, the purpose of Satan. And Moloch, which is a more destructive aspect, which is to burn the universe and everything into ashes, and destroying this creation, this illusion that like for the materialist that would be painful, the destruction of the material world, but it's just an illusion. But to see like the highest God, the highest is a nameless, unknown entity, and these are just some of the gnosis, some artistic expression that we can have, but the reality is beyond our understanding. And there's something that I encourage people to search by themselves to know about the essence and the being of Satan and the demons.
Mm, fantastic. So, Napoleon, do you practice? Do you have a regular ritual regimen, or do you commit to ritual when? intuitively when you feel like you have to you don't, I mean, this is, I realize what I'm asking you is personal. You only share what you feel, is necessary to share, but do you have like a regular ritual regimen?
Yes, for when people start like with the cool of Cain and the current 182, they need to start like because that helps like to develop like discipline. I compare like for the martial arts, I do karate, Krav Maga, some martial arts that they need to do this discipline to connect. Like when I started, like every Monday night, I was doing rituals, saying the sacred chants, prayers, offerings, all that. And I encourage people to do that, like a basic, until they can develop that connection with the spirit. And it's not only with the cool of Cain, they can do it with any spirits. But later on, with time, they need to do the rituals every time they feel inspired to connect. And sometimes it doesn't come from us. The spirits they will tell you. You have dreams, visions, omens telling you yes, you need to contact with the spirit. That's like a telepathic connection. Like for example, even if we're not like talking, I have like yes, brother Joseph. He wants to connect with me. I'm going to have a dream and some communication. It's the same thing with the spirits. But at the beginning, when people are beginning with a path, like a basic, especially with the that you need to follow a tradition. Every Monday night, they need to at least like light a candle and offer some prayers to the statue of on an image of Cain of to the spirit of the dead, and also go to the cemetery and do some offerings, and that will help with the connection. Going to the cemetery, I suggest on Saturday, on Monday, I good dates to do that, and first myself when I started practicing, yes, was every Monday night after midnight. I was trying to do some rituals and offering to develop. That's my personal advice, but people they need to listen the advice of the spirits.
And that's sage advice indeed. Um, one of the one of the trends that I would like to at least dispel or try to steer people away from, if I can, pacts. There's this current need for pacts with spirits. It's when you make a pact with the spirit, it's not for the spirit. It's so you can discipline yourself to hold yourself to your word. So when you speak something, your word is living. That energy that you transmit into the universe, it's now an entity of its own. And you have to act in accordance with the words that you spoke. So if you make an oath or I promise you I'm going to meet you on Tuesday, I will be there on Tuesday.
Yeah,
If you
exactly, exactly. That's a great point that you, and I really appreciate that you're sharing and teaching that to everyone about the packs. Exactly, I totally agree, and that's exactly the point with the pack. And people also did need to remember that the pack is you and the entity, or what pack with yourself. If you are like for the atheist, too, they want to do a pact with their higher self, with their self, they can also do it. But they don't, or with some spiritual entity. They don't need to be paying someone else or asking someone else to do a pact with some spirit with them. But I totally agree, and that's a great point that you bring um, to this conversation.
So yeah, if so, I would encourage people to dissolve their pacts if they can. Go to the spirit that you have a pact with and ask them either to renegotiate or dissolve. And if you are going to draw up a pact, it's more effective if you draw it up and draft it in a language that's not your own. You could use the Passing the River or the Theban, or there's all types of different glyphs that you could use. That's more effective for communicating with the spirits than drawing it in your mother tongue. I don't know the mechanics behind that, but I have on good information that it's more effective to use an alternate script. We're a little over an hour right now. I just want to take this second to plead with our audience. We don't run ads and we don't ask you guys for anything. Where Napoleon lives, he's experienced some weather anomalies, heavy storms, and it has uprooted his life. So we're asking you guys to just donate a little something if you can, $5, $10, anything will help. We don't ask you guys for anything on this channel. That would be a tremendous help if you could help brother Frater Necrosophiakos out in this situation. Can you give all your information slowly and repeat it for the audience, Napoleon?
Yes, and I will really appreciate that because yes, here I have, especially people can notice that the interruption during our conversation was a lot of heavy rains because I live in a tropical area, which has been affected by everything, like for work and everything. Um, like donations or some type of help that would be really appreciated. I have a PayPal account, which should be easier. My PayPal address is I R N I N as in Nancy, A as in Apple, P as in Peter, O as in Oscar, at hotmail.com. I'm going to repeat it again there for the one. It's I as in India, N as in Nancy, R as in Robert, I as in India, N as in Nancy, A as in Apple, P as in Paul, O as in Oscar at hotmail.com. That's my PayPal for donations. And also you can send me something through MoneyGram. My full name is Napoleon Fernandez Diaz, and live in Santiago de los Caballeros, Dominican Republic, República Dominicana. And I think the information is going to be in the description of the video, and I will really appreciate any contribution also that we can keep going with this and encourage people for that. And also you can contact me through Facebook or Instagram at any time, like for advice on rituals or question or anything, and able to people and to help our other brothers and sisters on the path. And thanks to everyone, and thanks to you for this great opportunity to share um, and our audience concerning this gnosis and to further the path and also to dispel these misconceptions.
Thank you, Napoleon. And yes, all his information will be in the description. We'd love to have you on again, Napoleon. This hour went by very fast. So yeah, I'll be in touch with you. We could set that up. This was a great episode, and thank you for joining me, Napoleon. And as soon as I turn this off, I'll talk to you a little bit. Thanks for checking this out, and yeah, have a great night.